Hey guys, this is Comic Uno, and today I'm doing a review for Superwoman issue 1. And before I start talking about this issue, just want to give you guys a couple updates. Of course, I have Comic Uno episode 157, and that show where I review all the comics I read this week in one show, and the exclusive comics for that show are in the description below, and that show will be posted on Friday, and it'll be annotated when it is posted. So look forward to that. But let's start talking about Superwoman issue Superwoman issue 1, which was my most anticipated DC Rebirth title. I was really excited for this book, especially after the days after Superman, the last days of Superman. And if you see, I actually reviewed some of those issues, and I said in those reviews that I think Lana and Lois are both going to have Superman's powers. Lana does have his powers. Letting you know I was right. No, but it was cool. I was glad I caught that. And it was like such a small little thing on panel, but I was very excited about that aspect too. So talking about the cover, love this cover. We have Lana, which that is Lana who has all the electricity around her. Lois, I love this kind of dark inking but bright colors going on for the artwork. And the interior artwork is the same and amazing. I love kind of this epic, even this epic mission of trying to stop this ship from exploding. They did the action scenes so well, but also the emotional scenes where Lois and Lana are just talking were done really well. And again, it just has to do with that really great color palette, but also great detail here. Look at the electricity that Lana has there, which I like that there is a callback to like that 90s electricity Superman. So I enjoyed that. And yeah, the artwork is just really well done with facial expressions and everything. So great artwork. Let's start talking about the story though. Like I said, most anticipated DC Rebirth book by far. I was really counting the days for this one. So with this issue, we learned that Lois is not the main character of this book. It actually is Lana. Now that was a surprise. I knew Lana was going to be involved in this book in some way, just because of the Last Days of Superman, in the Last Days of Superman arc. But I didn't think she was going to be the main character, but the issue opens up saying, hey, I'm Lana Lang. I'm a farmer, I'm this, I'm that, and I'm an engineer. And it opens up with Lana, and you're like, oh, where's Lois? And you see, all right, well, she's talking to Lois. And if you didn't catch that reveal in the Last Days of Superman, you have the big reveals like, hey, we're really different, but we have one thing in common. And that's the flashback. But then you have the present where Lana actually is this news reporter working for... I forget what channel it is, but whatever. She's working for one of the channels, and which makes sense because in pre-New 52 she was a journalist, so I like that they played with that, but also kept this engineer aspect of her character, which I really liked in New 52. And the engineer part of her character is played out a lot in this issue, where she knows all about the physics and the science of how to be a superwoman, how to help Lois be a superwoman, and she also has that emotional impact because she was friends with Clark and was one of the first outsiders who knew that Clark was Superman, or at least was an alien, and had abilities. So it definitely plays a lot on Lana, and that Lana and Lois aren't friends. They play off with that. Obviously, they're not like fighting with each other, but they're not friends, and they're starting to grow to be friends here. And Lana, you see an amazing flashback going back to the farm. You find out how she, discovered her powers and everything. And Lana opens up to Lois, seeing, hey, maybe we can be friends, and talks about how her brother died and how her parents changed because of that. And either they are dead now or they acted dead to Lana. So Lana is very much on her own, and Clark died, and I don't want to lose anyone anymore. And Lois says, oh, you won't, I promise. I promise I'll always be there for you. You can't lose me. And then you have, and I do want to mention another detail I really liked about Lois before I go into the end. Lois also played on this headline thing, which I loved. It wasn't overplayed, but played just enough where she's like, all right, picture the headline if you teamed up with me. All right, this is your headline. I'm like, yes, that's totally Lois Lane. And in the end, the big shocking moment is that Lois might be dead, and Lana might be the only Superwoman. And the last words are, we never had all that much in common, well, except for one thing. We were both Superwoman, and I don't know how I'm going to do this without her. And she dies. So that's, or at least that's what they're showing on that panel. And then it seems like Lois is seeing something that Clark has seen, because she's like, oh, Clark, oh God, I understand now. It all makes sense. And then something happens. Now, we have seen Lois on the other covers, but this book has been pretty misleading, which I loved about it, is that you open this book and it's something you just don't expect. And yeah, you open it up, and with the covers with issue 2, you still have Lois on the cover. So that's why I'm thinking that Lois is not dead. I think Lana's going to think Lois is dead for a while, and we're going to see the 2 separate stories, and maybe the next issue will be in Lois's point of view, and we'll find out like what happened to her and what's going to happen to her, because I don't think she's dead. Because why would you build up this whole friendship if you're going to play that way? But I just love the way they did these characters. Like I said, I like that we have a lot of speculating to do. You don't know what's going to happen because they played so many interesting twists and turns in this issue, and they played well with Lex Luthor, and I love this issue. It was 100% the best DC Rebirth book I've read. It's going to be very, very hard to top this book, and I'm gushing over it. It was amazing. It's one of the best books I've read in a really long time. I just love the way they did the character development. There's amazing action. There's an interesting ending where you want to read the rest and see where the plot goes. It's not like a one-hit wonder in that way. And it doesn't feel like, oh, well, now these girls have Clark's powers. They are actually characters, and they're more than just holding the mantle of Clark. In a lot of ways, Lana didn't even want these powers, and she said that. It's not like he gave it to us. We just kind of accidentally got them. And they both have different points of views of how to use these powers, and their powers are different, which I really like. That Lana, again, has more of these electricity-type powers and not super strength. But then Lois has the super strength and the regular Superman powers. And I liked how they worked with each other as a team, where Lana is like talking really low and they could hear each other, and that Lana was mic'd the whole time, so she has to play with the secret identity aspect, which I'm really excited about too, is how she's a reporter now, and how they're gonna play with the secret identity stuff. And the best scene was them like back to back trying to hold the bridge and the boat together and doing the impossible, and Lana just kind of making fun of the fact, saying, this scientifically is impossible that we were able to save the day. And here's that scene. So, love this book. Again, I could gush all day about it. I gave this a perfect 5 stars. This is probably going to be my pick of the week, but I haven't read everything yet. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. This is Comic Uno. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of the issue. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Don't forget to like my Facebook page. Also, description below, there are links for my comic book, Like Father, Like Daughter. And don't forget to like the Facebook page of Like Father, Like Daughter. And I'll see you guys later.